In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to get a pretty decent six-pack, and make sure you stay till the end of the video where I'm going to tell you exactly how many reps, how many sets, and also how many workouts you need to do to get that six-pack of your dreams. What's good YouTube? Reese Rockman aka Rock God Fitness coming at you with a video that's all about building those six-pack abs. Also guys, make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to tell you the one secret that not a lot of people will let you know about that's actually going to ensure you can actually see your six-pack abs. So if you gain anything out of this video, please make sure to give it a like, comment down below what videos you want to see next, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And without further ado, let's go to McDonald's. I was just informed that we cannot find abs at McDonald's. Alright ladies and gents, so the first thing I want to go over with you is a little bit of anatomy. So grab a pen, get a piece of paper, and take your damn notes. So basically when we look at the abs, we're going to divide this into 4 muscles. You've got your external obliques, which is responsible for the spinal flexion, lateral flexion, and rotation of the trunk. You've got your internal obliques, which is responsible for rotation of the trunk and lateral flexion. You've got your transverse abdominis, which aids in core stability, and you've got your rectus abdominis, which flexes the lumbar spine and aids in trunk rotation. The only muscles that are actually visible out of these 4, which means they are superficial, will be your external obliques and your rectus abdominis. And these are the muscles that everyone raves about because again, those will be your 6, 8, 4-packs and those little line finger-like muscles on the side. And those 2 muscles will be the prime focus of this video. The first exercise we're going to select is going to be a sit-up with an emphasis on flexion of the lower back. So we actually want the lower back to round, and also pre-shortening of the abs. This exercise puts more emphasis on the upper abs, and whenever you're doing this exercise, I want you to break it up into 4 parts. Thoracic flexion, the full rep up, slowly lowering yourself down, and thoracic extension. To perform thoracic flexion, I want you to think about blowing out all the air in your stomach and then lifting your upper back off the floor as high as you can while keeping the lower back flat onto the floor. This is a good starting position because it activates your abs and gives a constant start to the exercise so that every single rep is the same. From here, I want you to sit up and bring your chest to your knees and actively feel that lower back rounding. I don't want you to just sit up, but as we get closer and closer to the knees, envision your abs slowly contracting from the top to the bottom, caving your chest inwards and rounding your lower back. And that is flexion of the lumbar spine. The third part is literally going to be a reversal of the second. I want you to slowly lower yourself back to the ground and feel as if you're making contact with the ground from your bum up. So basically think about each one of your vertebrae touching the ground up until you get midway to your upper back. The final portion is going to be putting your thoracic region into extension, which simply means elevating your sternum, so lifting your sternum to the roof and creating a slight arch in your lower back, which will stretch out your abdominal muscles nicely and end the exercise at the exact same place you started. If this variation is too hard for you, then to scale it back, we're going to do a simple crunch, which only focuses on the thoracic flexion. And if doing the crunches is too easy, then I recommend loading the exercise with something like a dumbbell. I'd start by putting the dumbbell on your chest first, and then as it gets easy, graduate to holding the weight behind the base of your skull, which increases the lever arm of the exercise and makes it slightly harder. The second exercise is going to be a lying leg raise. Now, a big thing with any of these movements is to make sure that the hips are moving forwards and up off the ground in a curling motion. And you need to think about crunching your lower and upper abs together to get the best stimulation for these exercises. If the hips are not curling, you'll find that your hip flexors will be the only thing you're activating, and this just results in no direct ab stimulation, which essentially defeats the purpose of the exercise. You always need to make sure that your tempo is correct because this will help you in activating and also feeling the muscles work. I suggest using a 1 to 2 second concentric, which is the motion going from the start to the finish, a 1 to 2 second pause at the top, and a 2 to 3 second eccentric, which is the part going from the end back to the beginning. If a normal leg raise is too hard, then what you can do is do a bent leg variation, but still focusing on the curling of the hips. And if the normal leg raise is too easy, then what I want you to do is at the top of the movement, get your hips completely off the ground, which is going to give you that extra added contraction, and try and hold that for that 2 to 3 second count and slowly lower your legs according to the tempo. So the third exercise we're going to do is going to be working the oblique muscles. And if you don't know what the oblique muscles are, they're essentially the love handle area that everyone always wants to get rid of. My favorite exercise is going to be the Russian twist. I love this exercise because of the way it allows me to accomplish two things at once. Number one is working the transverse abdominis because you're holding a 45-degree position while doing the exercise. And it also works on the rotation of the trunk, which I feel is the best way to work the obliques, because when I do a side crunch, for example, I personally feel that I'm using more of my lat muscle instead of my obliques, because you've got to remember a secondary action of your lat is lateral flexion of the torso, and I don't want my ab exercise to target my lats because that's ineffective. I'd rather just do a direct lat boarding exercise. On this exercise, I want a big focus to be on rotating your torso as much as possible to either side of your body. I need you to exhale as much of the air out of your abdomen when you're contracting to each side. I don't want you to shorten the range of motion and rush the movement. Take your time, pause at the end of each rep as well as in the middle if you aren't feeling the muscle work. What this will do is it'll teach your mind to initiate the movement with the oblique and not just use momentum to get the weight or the exercise finished. You need to keep your body at a 45-degree angle to allow for the greatest range of motion, but also working your transverse abdominis, which is what you need to be working to have a strong core. But I don't want you to be using a lot of weight and camping at the top of your knees and doing small rotations in this exercise, because again, defeats the purpose. I'd rather have you go lighter and use full range of motion and get a lot more benefit out of the exercise. To make this exercise easier, literally just drop the weight or do it body weight. And if you want to make it harder, I want you to hold the weight further away from your body. What this does is it increases the moment arm and just makes it harder to get that rotation from each side. You'll also notice that you can't go as fast from side to side, so you'll definitely feel the burn in your obliques. So since we're doing body weight exercises, it should be pretty easy for your body to recover after each session. Now, you can train abs from anywhere to 3 to 6 times per week. However, it's all going to be dependent on how you feel. Again, if you get up in the morning and you literally can't get out of bed because your abs are too sore, then you need to tone down the volume or do less sessions, or just give yourself more time to recover in between the day. For each exercise, I do anywhere from 3 to 5 sets of 12 to 15 reps for the sit-up variation. I would do 3 to 5 sets of about 10 to 15 reps for the leg raise variation, and then between 2 and 3 sets for the Russian twist, anywhere from 15 to 20 reps on each side of your body. And now we've come to the part of the video that I promised you all. The number one secret in order to get those six-pack abs, those chiseled Adonis abs that you can see from a mile away. Guys, the number one secret that not a lot of people will tell you is you need to diet. Yes, guys, unfortunately it is that simple. You need to remember that if you have higher levels of body fat, you simply won't see your abs. No matter how built they are, they will always be covered in a sheet of body fat. So we do need to build the muscle underneath the fat. However, we need to lose the fat in order to show the muscle. So if you can't see your abs, then follow this program. However, realize that you need to lose the body fat in order to see the abs. And that won't happen by doing 1,000 crunches a day. You can do 1,000 crunches a day for the next 10 years and I guarantee it won't do anything else for your core besides, again, giving you a strong core, a good set of abs, but you'll never be able to see them. So thanks very much for watching the video, guys. Please don't forget to comment down below what videos you want to see next. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it, and please subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.